Yay, and we're rolling. So, hello YouTube. So I'm making a wreath for a coworker, which I already started, and it's a specific team. Yay, that one. So I already started the actual base and putting on the mesh, but I wanted to show you how to cut ribbon and the different types of ribbon that you actually can use. Of course, you know, like your regular run-of-the-mill Hobby Lobby 2.5, but there's also ribbon that doesn't have wire. Certain sports teams that it's so hard to make that everybody wants you to make those wreaths because coworkers, friends, whatever it is. So I'm going to show you. You can do the method where they have you know, ribbon cutters, which I used a piece of cardboard, which I have no idea where my friend went. You can see I have lots of wreathing going on here. But what you can do is you can measure it out on your cutting board. You can use your scissors. Again, I have these good Fisker scissors, so it's very easy to cut ribbon. Cut them like that. And then you can just go from there and just start getting making them as such cuts. They don't have to be perfect. Again, you're just doing generic cuts. You're always going to trim them up anyway at the end. So cut these all up, get a general idea of where we're going and what we're doing. Anyway, I'm certain somebody's going to ask me, why is there a glove on my hands? Not only did we have an interesting day at work today as a nurse, but when I got home, I decided that I was going to fix this cart I have, which I use for extra ribbon. It's like an old treatment cart that one of the facilities I used to work for gave me, and I was trying to fix the top piece for. It's a great cart. It's great for ribbon. It's great for crafts. It's great for all that. But I decided to put some hot glue in it to fix it. Worked wonders. Minus the fact that our little friend hot glue gun, somebody forgot that the hot glue gun is actually super hot. The glue snuck through one of the little holes in the top, the little pinholes, and gave me quite a little burn. So with that being said, I shall press on. With that being said, so now I have a glove on one hand. Not to make matters much better, it broke my glasses. So it's quite an interesting day at the house. We'll survive. Just so you know, kids, when life gives you lemons, and sometimes a whole bunch of them, you have to make lemonade. You do. Anyway, next up, can always be positive. Like, I could just be sitting here, oh, I'm crying, I'm sad, I'm just... Listen, everything happens to all of us at least twice, maybe 5 times. So you just have to be positive. Try to just be like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna chalk this one up and I'm gonna live to fight another day. Always be positive with everything. All right, next up is we have a certain sports team ribbon that you can get off of like Etsy or one of those things. Hello, Nigel. Sorry, it's my dog. He's very lovable. So with these, because they're ribbon that people use for hair bows and stuff, there's a little trick to it. One, you have to corner it. Have to. And you have to have sharp scissors or you're going to get lots of fray. So you have to, I don't know if you can see it, but you have to corner these really good. Both ends. Absolutely. 100% equivocally both ends. And you will get fray, but Hobby Lobby and Hobby Lobby sells it, but I definitely know AC Moore sells like a ribbon stiffener. You could use that for it, or you could even use Gorilla Glue has an adhesive spray, which I try to spray on all my wreaths because it kind of protects it from anything and everything. So, which is kind of cool. All right, next up. So I know it's probably hard for you to see. So I cut the corners on these. I dovetailed it. So I folded it in half and then snipped it at the corner. Did the same thing with the black and white striped. So the wreath is black and white. And what I want to do is, I'm going to put this in here. And I want to make it so you can see. You're literally going to kind of find the middle. Kind of like scrunch it, roll it together. Or pinch it together. To the best of your ability. You're newbies, you'll learn. So it kind of looks like that. So once you have that, fold it a little bit, give it some love, kind of still hold on to it, but kind of roll it around. And you see that when we did our little rough cut, one is a little bit longer than the other, which we're going to fix when we put it on the wreath. So I decided that I was going to put this specific color. I think I'm going to put it in the white because it'll pop better. You always want to make, when you make a wreath, you always want to make sure it pops, like, and the colors stand out, because people are going to want to be like, oh, wow, look at that. Like, you want that wow factor. So I have one of the work freak forms that I was talking about earlier. No pipe cleaners, because this is for somebody. So I don't want a pipe cleaner wreath. I don't want to sell a pipe cleaner wreath. Play with it. Now we see this one's longer. You can fix it now, which is just going to take a little bit of, take it close, take a little trim, boom. It's much better. And you're like, oh, okay, well, I have to trim it a little more. Not a problem. Keep your sharp scissors, find your angle, and be like, okay, that's good. We'll revisit. Keep doing the same thing around the wreath. In this case, I really love this ribbon combo of that specific sports team and this pattern. Like, I really like it. So I had pre-cut some, and as you can see, because of the type of ribbon this is, there's no wire in it, very easily frays. So as you can see, that frayed a little bit. Cut it. Always cut it. Cut it even, cut it slow. The other end, if you have to do it, do the same thing. Again, you want anything that you put out with your name on it, your label on it, your anything on it, you want it to be, one, have a wow factor, number one. Again, fold the ribbon in half like this and cut it toward the wire. I know a lot of people don't tell you, they're like, oh yeah, here, but cut it, make the scissors go toward the wire. So, again, pretty corners. It's dovetailed. You're like, okay, I got my ribbon. I'm gonna do the same thing again. Sorry, I have the glove on hand, make it a little slower. Kind of line it up to where you want it, so it looks, I like to make it look, it looks like it's somewhat almost part of the wreath, because it really looks so much better. And then kind of scrunch it up a little bit like this, kind of pinch it together. Again, it looks like that lovely little thing. Make sure it's going the right direction. I'm gonna find my next white because I really like this. Make sure the tie is open enough. Shove that joker down in there, pull it tight, and twist. Then, you know, you have to have faith in your work, so you know that, okay, I put this together, it's not going to come apart. I'm going to make sure that it's going to be tight and secure. So I should be able to pull on my ribbons. I can put them where I want temporarily, be like, okay, I want this to lay this way, or you could want them to kind of lay on top of each other, which is really cute for this specific wreath with this specific team. So as you can see, I'm going to bring it closer. That's how it starts. Again, same idea, same notion. Here, I have one more of these cut, but actually I'm going to need more. And I actually bought this team ribbon pretty cheaply off of Etsy. You can get a couple yards. Sometimes it's 1.5. Sometimes you can get them 89 cents a yard, maybe, depending. So again, same thing, same idea. We're gonna put the ribbon, it's 13-inch ribbon that I use, between 12 and 13. Just depends what the sweet spot is. I think it's gonna be 12 and a half. So we're gonna try that. Don't be afraid to try things with your wreaths. What's the worst that you're gonna happen? You're gonna take it apart like I did. I made so many Eagles wreaths. Oh, sports teams, my apologies. Because I'm a fan of a specific sports team. I made so many of a certain sports team that I've taken so many apart and put them together because I didn't like certain things about them. Like, I actually did one with burlap. And I really wasn't fond of it so much. And I'm like, it was a great idea. I was like, oh yeah, that's gonna be cool. And I'm like, nah, I don't know about that. Again, dovetail as such. Make sure you get that point. Sometimes the scissors slip, whatever the case may be. Nothing, you'll be fine. Again, next up, same idea, same notion. Dovetail again. It's easy with ribbon like chevron because you kind of have a little bit of a pattern to help you kind of guide you with your dovetailing. So again, same idea, same notion. Scrunch in that middle. So you kind of get, as you can see, it's not wired, so it doesn't want to cooperate in the beginning, but we make it cooperate later. Same thing, find the white, because that's where I want to put it. I want to put it on the white. Me personally, that's where I want to put it. I'll figure out if I'm going to put it all the way around the whole wreath, or, and again, twist tight. A couple of times, twist really tight. You don't want your stuff, you should be able to pull on your ribbon without nothing coming apart. You don't want someone to pull on your ribbon and your whole wreath come apart. I'm not a fan of fray. Again, some mesh is better than others. I'm a quality type girl. I want to buy quality. I want to sell quality. I don't want to, I don't want a whole bunch of fray. And again, I use the Gorilla Glue adhesive spray, so it really helps. And I get it with a coupon at AC Moore when they have their 60% off on the weekend. You can get it for like $4, which is amazing. And it has other uses besides wreaths, just saying. So with that being said, we're going around. As you can see, it's starting to form out a little bit. Again, we're just gonna keep going. So I'm like, okay, I need some more ribbon. You can cut multiple pieces at a time. You can use your rotary cutter for this kind of ribbon. It works really well. I'm just making my life harder because I'm not using it. But I just want to show you that you don't have to have one. Is it a good tool? Yes, it's an amazing tool, especially when you're doing a bunch of wreaths, but you don't have to. Especially if you're in the beginning phases and you're just learning how to do some stuff. So again, scissors. The mat is you definitely need a mat. Definitely need a mat. Because if not, you're going to tear up your dining room table, your craft table. You're going to just tear stuff up. Just saying. Or you're going to glue yourself, like I did earlier, or you're going to just glue everything. So, again, same idea, same notion. Just cut around the 12 and a half. It's not an exact science. Nothing is perfect. We're not machines. We're human beings. We're allowed to cut at 12 and 5/8 and then 12 at 4.5/8. So it's okay. Like, you'll be okay. So that's all. Again, same idea that I want to do. I want to dovetail everything. So again, same idea. I'm trying to make it so you guys can see. Same idea. Boom. I'm trying to do it slower so everybody can see how you do it, because it's got to be, you got to be able to see to learn how to do stuff. Same thing applies when it comes to the sports team non-wired ribbon. Same idea. This is a little trickier. Like, I remember when I first practiced, like, I want to try to make you see like a better view. you really have to cut it close and get it all at one shot. So you get a nice dovetail like that. Same thing next side. Make sure that you kind of make sure it's lined up. One shot up. See when it does that? You get fray. You see how it frayed right there because I didn't get it in one shot? It happens to all of us. And I've been cutting this ribbon and using this ribbon long time. So it's still, even on me, even with sharp scissors, wants to go left on you. So you're, again, not perfect people. We're just people. So you're allowed to fix it. It's your creation. You do want to fix it because I don't want to sell nothing crooked. That's just not my nature. Again, same idea, same notion. You want to, because I like these two ribbons a lot together. I think it looks so good just like this. I wish they sold ribbon like this that was wired because I'd probably buy all of it. Same thing. You want to pinch it, like take your fingers and like, even if you do it on your board and kind of like try to find the middle and just kind of pinch it without, a lot of people will be like, oh, just roll it together. Okay, so when you're first learning, you have no idea what that means. So just try to pinch it from both ends together. So you kind of get, again, that lovely little thing. And hold it with your fingers. Kind of roll it. Kind of shape it in your hand a little bit. This bottom one is wired. This Eagles one, well, football isn't. Again, find where you want to put it. I was like, okay, I want to put it in my next white one. And put the ribbon flat against the tie. Flat, flat, flat against the tie where you had it pinched. Pull your ties taut, like really taut. Put your hand on the bottom. And then twist it a couple times. You don't want to squish the wreath, but guess what? They're going to fluff it out and mess with it anyway. But you don't want somebody to play with the ribbon and have to curl the ribbon and all of a sudden, guess what? Your ribbon is yanked out. Again, quality. Little details like that. And they just really make it better for like whoever's going to buy your items. Like you don't want to sell stuff that you don't want to buy. Like you really don't. I mean, I don't. Just to be honest. Again, so I really like that combo. I'm really loving it. So, I do have the same sports team, and I have all kinds of stuff for fall. Look where I got it from. I don't know if you can focus. You see that? Yes. Do you know how much it was? It was $2.99. In our town, every Sunday, our friends at the Will have like sell all kinds of stuff. So I love when I make myself wreaths. So it's so great to have like little pumpkins and stuff because right now you can't find a pumpkin to save your life that's little that you ever want to make a wreath. So if I wanted to make myself with a pumpkin, excuse me, on it, I don't have a chance. Like, excuse me. So I always keep stuff like that around. By the way, I'm a coffee guru. So despite what time it is right now, you will see me with coffee in my hand. I don't know why. It's just my nature. It's the nurse thing. I'm not sure. I live on coffee. If you cut me, I'll bleed coffee and hazelnut creamer. 100%. I do have this zigzag ribbon. I was kind of thinking of putting one here in the black. I think it would look really cool. But I don't know. I'm not liking that zigzag. There's nothing wrong with like uniformity when you find something that you like and people like it. Okay, so even with YouTube, please believe, if it works, keep doing it. If it doesn't work, try something else. Like, life is about mistakes, learning, all that wonderful stuff. Like, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. There's no need. So with that being said, I actually had, I think like, I don't know, 2 pieces of this ribbon that I had from before that I can't find anywhere. But I wanted to incorporate in this wreath because everything I make, I want to be one of a kind, per se. Like, I don't want to make what you make. Like, I don't want to make what's on Pinterest. Like, I want to make something different. So I can tell you, I am a different kind of girl. I don't want to make the average little rinky-tinky. Like, I looked on Etsy, some of them wreaths, like, super duper high. There's no reason that a wreath should be $100, and you have like like the team license plate is almost as big as the entire wreath. It makes 0 sense to me. When I say 0, I mean 0. Anyway, remember how I was telling you I was taking stuff apart and putting it together? I didn't like the burlap. I already started taking it apart, but I'm going to show you what I mean. This is why my scissors ain't going to last forever, despite the fact these are my favorites, because I do this shenanigan. I was wired in. So, I wire everything in. Wire. I use floral wire for everything. Literally everything. So, let me show you. So, I find these license plates on eBay. I don't know. You can find them everywhere. But if you look on Pinterest, this should not be the majority of the size of the wreath, because it just doesn't look good. Like, you can go on Pinterest right now and you can see something like, you're gonna charge me $70 for that plus shipping? What? Don't buy that. Either learn how to make it yourself, which I can happily show you, or understand that you want to buy quality and not Dollar Tree mesh stuff with, like, I've seen some bad ones. Again, if you're gonna sell stuff, if you wouldn't buy it, don't sell it. That's just my philosophy. Like, that's how I feel. Anyway, let me get off my soapbox. So, with that being said, your license plate, this is on a 15-inch elevated work wreath form. Your license plate should be